Hey guys, why start knives? Why start now? Hey, welcome to Love Them Knives channel. I put both these Why Start knives in one video because they're identical. Kinda. Okay, they are pretty much identical knives, except this one is a commemorative for the Russia World Cup Soccer 2018. Why are we doing this? I don't know. And frankly, I don't care about the Russia 2018 World Cup commemorative writing on the blade. I do like the scale design, even though it's like, soccer ball reminiscent. But the 17, and these are the LK5017 LK5018. I'll give you the links to these to the Why Start store because I went on Instagram. I'll give you the link to the Why Start guys on Instagram. This is their deal. They have the AliExpress store. They sell these knives. They manufacture these knives. So, and I saw this on Instagram as I stroll down the promenade of all the kind of postings and stuff that people do on Instagram. It's fascinating. And saw this knife, and it's big, it's blue, it's got bearings. It hits the 3 Bs for LTK, right? And, I have a history of having tried out the Why Start knives. And you know what? It was because initially I watched Canadian Cutting Edge, Jake up there, and I'll give you a link to Canadian Cutting Edge. Check out his YouTube channel. But he started with the Why Start knives and the Gin 01, the Gin 02, which are, they're knives that they're G10 budget users that are just, user beater knives, right? But they were really nice designs and I thought they were cool. So I got some and I reviewed some. But in any case, so it morphed into this insanity. Check out the kickstop, right? This keeps it from being able to deploy. And so you open that up. I don't know why they would do this. I don't really much care for that mechanism. But the G10 knives morphed into this, right? And this is, God, I can't remember the model number. It's the 5012, okay? That's what I wrote down on here anyhow, the 5012. And it came out and I was blown away going, oh my God, Why Start's making a titanium frame lock flipper, VG10, all that kind of thing. So I got one of them and then I got the little tritium sticks. And when you clear it through here, you have enough room to stick the tritium on each side, which is kind of fun if you want to do it. Those things cost like $9 or $10 a piece. But these things have been sold online for anywhere from $75 on down to $45 or something dollars. And I thought, man, that's trick. That's cool. That's a great knife for that price, right? So here comes this. And this is the 5018. And the action's really nice on this knife. Drops, it's centered, no blade play, no lock rock. I like the design. And I like big knives to a degree anyhow. And these things are like 9 inches. They're monsters. That's 4-inch blade, 100 millimeters. 9 inches at least, up beyond that, almost 9 1/4, up past the lanyard hole. And so you got, over 23 centimeters long. They're big knives. Oh, by the way, they're the same size. In any case, so check that out. Oh, let's do this. I wonder if I can get, yeah, I can. So they're not that fat, apparently. 12.73 millimeters, 1/2 inch exactly. I'm going to guess about 4 millimeter, but Yeah, 0.159 should be 4 millimeter. Yeah, 4 millimeter blade stock. So VG10 steel, which, Spyderco uses to this day. And so it's Japanese steel. They come pretty sharp. Let's do this again. It's been a while since I visited. Yeah, that's really nice. And this is not the soccer knife. You may like the soccer ball handle. I really like this. I'm not a huge fan of flamed, but definitely if you don't stick the soccer stuff on there, I'm good. And so this one as well, same size, 9-inch, 4-inch blade, 9 inches overall, half-inch here, 4 millimeter blade stock. This cutaway up here on the blade, kind of a sheep's foot-ish, warny thing looking blade, high grind, satin, so it's not coated, it's not blackened or any of that kind of stuff, which I don't really prefer. So in any case, yeah, I like them. They're big. They're not overly heavy, especially for their size. They're not weight relieved inside, but the scales are not overly fat. And you've got some milling where you got this elevation here, drops down. Then you've got a lot of milling going on here. So a lot of material coming off of there. They don't feel that heavy in the hand, even though they're big knives. I just thought I'd put them together. They're basically the same knife. The one thing that drives me crazy about the Y-starts is, why are you doing this? I mean, you can use a screwdriver and take it apart then, okay? And then the rest of these are Torxes. But why? Why don't you make this a Torx? The problem with screwdrivers is that sometimes you get in here and you start turning it and it slips out, slides across here, and then it'll scar the titanium, scratch the anode, whatever. So, yeah, it's not a kind of a pivot operational thing. It can't be difficult to do this as a Torx. So why start? It's time to start changing this pivot right here. You can even make it nice and machined on the top and decorative, and with with nothing there. And then on the back, do your Torx. So as far as that's concerned, yeah, this I don't get. I guess maybe they were afraid, and there is one thing, and maybe this is the whole deal. Watch this. Okay. That took a little more doing than I thought it was. Come here, you jerk. I know one of these was like this. Okay, so this actually does have better detent. I'm sorry, watch this. Complete fail. No, this one, because they're very light. That's very light detent. Most knives, I cannot go just like this, casually, and pop that open. That detent, most flipper knives are 4.5 to a 5.5, and stiff detent really starts really stiff detent starts at 6, 6.5, and then gets ridiculous at 7 and impossible at 8. So you don't want it an 8. You don't really want it a 7. You want it about a 5, 5.5. But this, no, that's too. This is very light detent. Wonder if I could just finger flick it with that groove. Yeah, I can. That's how light that detent is. So, okay. Now the problem is you don't want that to actually accidentally open. So I think that's why they put this in here, which is, that kicks down. This snaps in place. I've noticed that the ones that flamed, they really snap down there. You can hear that click? Okay. Now try this other one. Tick. Real light tick. Real easy to disengage this. This is different feel. I don't know why it changes, because they're both the exact basically the exact same knife. Let me show you. Okay, so I just took one of them apart. I didn't need to take both. And this might have been one of the flamed ones. In fact, where are you, buddy? Okay, here's a flamed one. And where's the lever? I took it off. I put it in the box. So this is one with no lever because I took it off. Okay, so here's the lever. And, you know, obviously these are the holes that pin goes into here. And then this lever swings forward. They are multi-row ceramic bearings. I mean, these things sell for like 78 bucks, 79 bucks, somewhere in there. And if you don't have a coupon or rebate, if you go to Ebates through AliExpress, you get 3% off. So, I mean, some people have credit cards that give them more money off, this and that. So, in any case, or they may have a seller coupon, or, you know, it may be sale time or whatever. So 79, 80 bucks tops. Like I said, multi-row ceramic bearings, ceramic detent ball. Here's your hardened steel insert over travel stop. Of course, the steel washers in here to interface with the ceramic bearings. This is milled away both sides of this blade here, as you can see. So it's real easy to take apart and put back together. It's not a problem. Okay, I just wanted to show you that, to show you can remove this. And that was a question I was asking when I saw these, because I'm not the first Joe to come across these knives, and probably not the first one to post it. I think Patty Potato Peelers has already posted a video on this, the 18. So it's a big knife. He's not a big fan of huge knives, but it's an interesting design. I like the design, and this one has more detent. So it's like all you have to do is like, dear Y-Start. Okay, here's your deal. Dear Y-Start, give me the detent on this one with the blade on this one. I mean, I wouldn't mind. I mean, I almost prefer this scales. I know it's a soccer ball thing, but it's also a honeycomb kind of pattern. And the honey badger knife is really cool. I like it because it's got that. It's got it somewhere. Hold on. You know, like that. So, I kind of dig that. I like it. I don't like this. So, if I could erase this, but I'm not sure if you can. But, you know, they've got blades. I mean, all you have to do is swap the blades. And then you could have this with a clean blade. Actually, this clicks into place much easier. Of course, you don't need it there. You only need it when it's closed. And this one has stronger detent. Maybe all the 5018s have stronger detent than the 5017s, because I got these three knives, okay? So I got them all three at one time. And these two are like this. Yeah, right? It's very difficult to shake this one out. I mean, you can probably hear my mic rustling around while I'm slapping this thing out. But no, so this is tougher. This is more in with normal functioning knives, okay? I guess we've talked about, we're talking about everything but what we should be talking about on the knife, okay? Backspacer, milled pocket clip, 2 screws holding it in. Like we talked about, hardened steel insert with over travel stop, a not so crazy about it type pivot, but it works. Just be careful with your screwdriver. Put a little tape around here if you're going to disassemble, whatever you want to do, just to protect the titanium. Jimping on the flipper tab. Pretty robust stop pin up there, blade stop. And yeah, it's pretty intuitive. This is pretty intuitive. And you know what? The flipper tab does not dominate, but it's there. But it doesn't overwhelm the design. It's really not a bad design. I mean, you have a little bit of a break here, but otherwise it pretty well flows. And of course, your lanyard hole out here. Good sized knife. Here's the next thing, buddy. We need to throw this on the scale before we run into 30 minutes of... Lord almighty. I don't know how people do it in 3.5. I guess you just don't talk about a lot of stuff. 149 grams. And 5.2 ounces. It's not that heavy for almost 9.25 overall length. We don't have any carbon fiber here or anything like that. So really, it's not bad. Let's measure. Let's do this one. It should be pretty much the exact. Yeah. So, yeah, this little flipper thing here, this is stiffer on this. You know? So, that pin is pretty engaged there in that scale. So it's not really easy to flop around, which may be a good thing. Click hard. Where this one, this is a lot easier to move, and a very light tick, and it goes into place. So, and this is the one that doesn't need this, because this detent is probably really no worse than a lot of flipper knives out there. So I don't know that it was needed. See what I'm saying? But an interesting design, nevertheless. I like this cutaway here. I kind of like this blade design. They're sharp out of the box. They've got a choil here for your sharpening situation. Not really a go-forward position necessarily, but you can if you want. No jimping up here, but they've got this milled area here where they've done this work here, and it's you can feel it. I don't know that it necessarily gives you a lot more traction, but if you're going forward, because it's a big knife, plenty of room on the handle. The ergos work for me, but it depends on the size of your hand if they will. So for my hands, which are probably maybe just a dead large, and at least medium large, okay? They're not XL, but they're relatively large. And there you go. And you got plenty of room at the end here. I mean, there's just a lot of room. A lot of room. Now, if you want to see a comparison with the Paramilitary 2, here you go. Much bigger knife. I mean, it's an inch longer overall. 1/2 inch of it is blade. That it exceeds the 3.5 here, the 4 there. So there you go. They look a little bit more proportional here in this aspect ratio. But, yeah. Rex. Yeah. Nice. I like the color. You can get it in regular titanium. I'll show you a picture. Hold on. Let me see if I got something here. Okay, so I will give you the link to the Y-Start store here. And I've got a cover page here. I'll show you. It's interesting. This is the name of their store. Y-Start Industrial and Trading, Yangjing, I don't know. In any case, Y-Start Outdoor Knife and Tool. So it's kind of strange. I mean, it's like, is it this? Is it this? What is it? Okay, well, it is what it is. So you go on. I'll give you the link to their store, and then you can go through their store. They got all kinds of knives. They got CH knives. They got some Tucson knives. They got others. But this is what they manufacture. And then... yeah, and then it's just, got pictures of whichever knife you want to order. The 5017, which is the one that has the ano, flamed ano on it. But, if you think about it, that's really not a bad deal, is it? And you can always remove this pin if you want. Although I don't know, maybe you shouldn't on these because these are really easy to flip. And I don't know that turning this down or making this tight is going to really help the detent. No. Maybe bending this bar if you could. And there's your lockup, but they don't look much different in lockup percentage. So how do you account for this being a stronger detent? Yeah, mystery, isn't it, kind of? They both have really nice drop on them. Well, I mean, you know, they're nice, they're smooth, there's no blade play, no lock rock, no problem with the hardware when I took them apart, put them back together. Put a little KPL on them, knife pivot lube if you haven't bought a bottle of this. I got a bottle of it. I'm using it. I've got the other stuff, the nano oil, all that kind of stuff. This is less expensive by a bunch and seems to really work well. So I'll give you a link to that knifepivotlube.com. I mean, it just says it right there, knifepivotlube.com. Go on there, get you some, what is it, $9 or $10 for a bottle. And this bottle is going to last you a long time. I mean, I barely even started out, and I've probably done 15 knives with this, so it's really strange. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't take much, so it'll last a long time. In any case, so these things, interesting. I'm not sure I'm digging this, so don't have to. I'm not really worried about this knife coming open in my pocket. I'm not doing any activities that are going to be that violent physically to where it would come open in my pocket. And so in any case, hey, if I'm out doing beater stuff, I'm going to take a beater knife with me anyhow. So I'm just going, you know, I won't be carrying this. This is a little maybe too showy or nice to just go do trash chores around the house. Hey, I'm going to use my little cut jack or something like that. In any case, still, good looking knife. Think about it. I mean, they aren't, I mean, I contacted them. I saw that they posted it. I got them. I've conversed with them. I'm not an affiliate. I don't get paid, nothing like that. But I just have always kind of liked the Y-Start stuff and thought they've been interesting. And so in any case, if you buy one of these, let me know. Give me a report of what you think of it. You know, it's VG10 steel. I don't think, I mean, if they said M390, then I'd go, is that really M390 for $79? You know, but I can believe VG10. I can buy a Spyderco for less than $79 with VG10. So yeah, I can believe that. But interesting. Not a bad steel, a good user steel, and pretty corrosion resistant. Not difficult to sharpen. It's not a super steel, but I just thought these were fascinating. Thought I'd just throw them up on my channel. Hell, you know, I like them actually. I would like this with this blade. And I've got them to swap. So maybe I'll do that. Because we'll be talking about why start again. Why start again with the 5015. And there's a limited edition of this knife too, which I've got coming to me someday. But this one, yeah, no levers, no nothing, multi-row bearings, good, clean design, right, left hand, tip up, carry. We'll be talking about that later. Hey, thanks for joining me. Sorry, 24 minutes, wow. Flanagan, what's wrong with me? Nah, I don't even want you to tell me. We took a lot of your time. Hey, thanks. Appreciate it. Hanging out with me. Why start knives? Interesting knives. Let's see where they go from here, huh? You know we do around here. We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.